So my first thought was when I read this book, like I already said, I'm going to throw this book away. But I have to keep it because of the cover. And then I read the end and I was stunned. I couldn't wait. For real, I read this book in one day. I couldn't wait to buy the other books. And I was so happy that today is Monday and that I was able to go to Dussmann to buy the other books. I'm already almost done with the first chapter. It's like, this is the second book you have to read if you finish this. Like you can see, this is the next book and it ends here because this has two parts, this book, and you have to read this book first, and then you have to read the first part. I think it's like 106 pages long. No, that's already part 2. Here, the first part is Destroy Me, and the second is Fracture Me, and it's like 2 parts, first and second, and at the very end you have this one. Oh, this is another book, Juliet's Diary, I guess. There's a part, yeah, Juliet's journal, and you have to read this first, then you can read this. This is the cover. When I say I want to be stunned by the cover, this is the most beautiful cover. Maybe not the most, because there is the third book, Ignite Me. But after this, it's this cover. This is on second place. Then I would say this is third. And then I would say, I'm not quite sure, because this is how the other books look. Wait, like this. I mean, they have all really pretty covers, but I would go with these 3 because these are the most beautiful covers. However, I saw this and thought, yeah, okay, maybe this has cost $11.50, and I thought, yeah, okay, maybe this is thin, this is really thin. I was like, yeah, maybe probably 9, 8, 7 euros, maybe 6. Guess what? This costs 11.50 euros as well, just like this, which has literally 300 pages more. I mean, come on, you can't tell me that this thin book costs as much as this and as this. I mean, I really love the cover, please don't get me wrong, but this, I can't get this off. It literally is stick on the cover and I can't get it off. I want it off, it's so damn ugly, but I'm gonna ignore this. I'm basically not seeing this. It's out of my mind. It's just not there. Or at least I pretend it's not there. This makes me so aggressive. If you want to read it, read it. It's definitely worth the money. Okay, so the first thing I wrote was, it was on page 74, chapter 13. I don't want you to hate me, Warner says, as we make our way toward the elevator. And I wrote, the fuck you mean with that? And haven't they just started to eat? What the fuck? Oh yeah, right, I remember. It's not actually that necessary, I'm going to cut this out. But on page 105, chapter 18, Warner's trying to get me through the door. You really must eat more, he says to me. And I wrote, no, you just not to... And I wrote, no, you just not to steep... And I wrote, no, you just not... Oh my god! No, you just need to stop killing or hurting people. It makes me feel sick and I have the need to throw up. That's not it, it continues. There's a lot. Okay, so on page 108, I think it's still chapter 19, yes. Warner says, go to sleep. And Juliet, the badass, that was the moment where I started to like her. That was when I thought, oh my god, girl, she's actually badass. And she said, go to hell. And I wrote, this is one of the best lines I've read. Sadly, these are the only good lines I've read so far. I have to keep this in my mind. It's perfect. That's when I started to like her. That's when I thought, oh my gosh, she's actually a good character and I have higher hopes now for this book. But that's not it. Page 121. I am a fairly impressive specimen for my age. I know. And I wrote as a comment, the only thing he is a traumatized boy who can't handle his trauma and has to hurt others to get over it. Maybe his trauma got caused by his mother. P.S. Grow up it and get therapy. It's the second time I wrote this in this book, get therapy. First was with Juliet and now with him. I think that's the reason why they called it Shatter Me, because everyone is shattered and needs therapy. Okay, so this is on page 184, and I didn't know a lot about these characters. So, unfortunately, spoiler alert, Warner was able to touch Juliet too, and my thoughts switched to, what the actual fuck? Are they siblings or something? This can't be real. And then Aaron and Adam. Yeah, that was just a thought of mine, and I'm not sure if they are, but if they are, I'm pretty impressed of myself, because I read Evan Hugo, and at some page I knew exactly what would happen. Oh my gosh, this was when Adam's brother James came into view, and he said, you don't mind that I talk a lot, huh? A bit down on his bottom lip and studied me. And she said, Juliet, I don't mind at all. Everyone says I talk a lot, he shrugged. But what I'm supposed to do when I have so much to say? And I wrote, he's right for saying this. Because, honestly, I hate people that say, stop talking and talk too much when I have a lot on my mind and have to say it. I mean, when you say I have to shut up and be a little bit more quiet when I say it, I'm totally fine with that, because how annoying is if someone is standing into your ear, but not listening to me when I talk about what I'm excited about is not okay. So I can definitely understand why James is saying this. Honestly, it's one of my favorite characters so far in this book. So on page 230, Kenji came into view, and he was like hurt, bruised, shot everywhere, everything. And I wrote, I don't know if this is the right moment, but I think he looks attractive. Very attractive. Shit. So, Kenji was making a move on Juliet, unfortunately. Well, of course, because who wouldn't? I mean, she's kind of attractive, a bit annoying, but really attractive. And I'm still not interested. I remind him an edge to my voice. That's what Juliet says. Yes, but let's not forget that this emotions on his battered face is not permanent. And Juliet, the baddest character, says, well, I'm permanently uninterested. And I was like, slay girl, that's what I needed to hear. Because come on, how badass is it if you say something like that to someone who's making a move on you? I have so many lines I have to keep in my mind when I meet some new people. Okay, and now on page 280, I wrote a note, which is also a bit out of the pages, so I can know that I wrote there something, because I think this is quite important, because I had this a lot on my mind while I read this book. And I wrote, why is everything always changing so quick? I mean, give her some time, gosh. And I have to say, this is still in my mind. Everything happens so quickly that sometimes I can't even follow. And I think when you like already lead it a little bit in this way, what's going to happen in the next 2 pages or something, it would be much more interesting. But it's just a small point. But I had this the whole time in my mind, and that's the reason why I had to write it down. And this scene was just where I said, okay, this is the best example that could happen. And yeah, okay, that was actually it. So far, I'm going to put this aside and read these two.
So yeah, I'm not quite sure what I'm going to use yet, because I want something green, so will match with my case and my pencil and my pencil case. You know what I mean, right? But I've also seen so many good wallpapers from Shatter Me, from the series I was currently reading. So I'm not quite sure yet. I'm just going to look, as you can see, or maybe something with clouds, because I love clouds, and I actually bought it for my when I'm going to study next year. So I might go with the clouds, but I'm not quite sure, because I also love cars, and just imagine you have a car as wallpaper. I'm not quite sure yet. I'm just going to think, and then I'm going to continue to set up my iPad. But I am so excited, you can't believe it. Oh, and what else I have to download? Oh, that looks actually, I think I'm going with this one, but I'm not quite sure yet. And what else I have to download is Goodreads. I'm doing it now because I'm scared I will forget it. CBR list. I am going to Dusman on Friday again, so it will be definitely helpful if I'm going to download it. Yeah, as you can see, I've already have my bookshelves, and then you can see the books I already read in like 2023 and 2022. I started to use this app in, oh, that looks actually pretty good. I've never seen it like this. Like, you have my my year in books, and it looks actually pretty good. Here, this is still one of my favorites. I love this. I love this book so much. However, I have also a reading list for 2023. It's not as beautiful as the other year because 2023 hasn't finished yet, but we're going there. And I already read these. I read more actually. I don't know where's the thing. However, these are my books right now. Read, and I'm currently reading the fine print from Lauren Escher, and I'm not fast into it as I was with the Shatter Me series, but I still think it's pretty good. So yeah,